Hey YouTube, I'm back again, and this video is going to be about being FTM and being a step parent. A lot of the videos that are on YouTube are about parents that have MTF or FTM children, but nothing that I've found are about the parents being FTM or MTF. So, a little bit of history about me. In 2008, I met my girlfriend and her kid's dad. In 2014, I announced my transition in July. October of 2014, we started talking again, and in November, I met her kids while I was pre-T. December 26th was my first tee shot, and we actually became boyfriend and girlfriend on December 25th. So, just a little background about me and my girlfriend. Meeting her kids pre-T made me very nervous because of what I go through on a daily basis. Just what are they gonna think of me? How are they gonna look at me? Do they think I'm male? Am I masculine enough? And just trying to maintain a certain amount of masculinity while I was around them. And since I've met them, I've been he, him, and Branson, and nothing else on our part. When they go with their dad, because I've known him for so long, he refuses to acknowledge my transition, and even to this day, I've been on T for a year now, well, a little bit over a year, and he refuses to, cooperate with us. And I've just learned a couple weeks ago that actually when the kids go over there, he makes them use the old name and wrong pronouns. He will not let them say Branson or he and him. I feel like he will do anything not to be on the same page as us. Anything to be difficult, he will do. He has even gone as far to pull up pictures of me from years ago and show them to the kids. And at the time, they were 6, 4, and 3. So, it's a bit ridiculous to do. My transition is my business. Unless I make it somebody else's business. If I share information with somebody, that's my choice. It's not his choice to try to do that, as far as telling the kids this or that. And, who knows what effects that's going to have on the kids later on down the line. Just the fact that we're saying he, him, Branson, and then when they go over there, he's saying other name, she and her, and makes them say that too. How's that going to affect my relationship with them and, their relationship with him? He's not really hurting me in the long run. He's hurting himself and hurting the kids. My transition, my girlfriend, and meeting her kids happened very fast and close together. So my family hadn't adjusted to the right name and pronouns. So every once in a while the kids would hear, old name or her or she in reference to me. But, I haven't confirmed or denied it to them, but they're not completely in the dark either. So, I feel like if I want to talk to them about it, then that's my choice, and I'll do it when I want to, when I'm ready, and not on anybody else's time but my own. Another thing that I've been dealing with is friends, family, acquaintances, or, friends, family, acquaintances who see me in public and they say the wrong thing. If I'm by myself, it's not that big of a deal to me, because I can just talk to them and, kind of correct them. But when I'm with the kids, it puts me in an awkward position. Like I said, I hadn't confirmed it or denied it with them. So at that point, if you come up to me, you say the wrong thing, the kids are looking at me, the person's looking at me, or people, and I'm just looking at them, you know, because I don't know what to say at that point. I don't really know what to do at that point either. It's kind of just like a shock factor kind of thing. And I don't know if, you know, people, they don't know, or they just don't care, or they don't see me enough for it to register to them, you know, this is what I used to say when I saw that person, and now it's this. It's not that anymore. And it happens to me at work a lot, because with working in the oil field, you know, it's on and off a lot. I might work for 2 weeks and then not work for 2 months. I might work for 3 months straight and then not work for 6 months. You know, it's just real back and forth like that. So with my coworkers, you know, seeing them or not seeing them, seeing them, not seeing them, it's kind of hard for it to stick with a couple of them. You know, because you get used to things the more you're around somebody. It's hard for them to keep the gender consistent. I will say this though, at work they have not had a problem with saying the right name. They've been on board with that since day one. It's just the gender that, you know, a few people were having an issue with. When these mistakes are made at that moment, I feel like that person might as well put a gun to my head and pull the trigger. In those few seconds, everything that I'm trying to do, everything that I'm trying to, you know, change for myself is undone in just a few seconds. Everything I'm working towards is undone. You know, with just a slip of a tongue, you know, all that is different. And at the same time, you know, with me anyway, that causes dysphoria, anxiety, depression, you know, self-hate, you know, just all those feelings that trans people deal with every day. Depression alone kills, and it's not because somebody just wants to, you know, oh, I can't take this, I'm just going to kill myself. It's an illness. It's because, you know, you're unable to differentiate or think rationally about your feelings versus, you know, actual thoughts. And, you know, it's kind of like you can only think with those negative feelings. Transitioning is a process, and it's a process of letting go of she, her, you know, previous name and a perception of who I am. That's not who I am. I'm not that person. It's a process for me of showing, you know, who I've been that nobody else has been able to see, and allowing that person to fully grow and develop, and, you know, just showing everybody, you know, and showing myself, you know, this is who I am, and it's okay. I want to live stealth because I just want to be myself every day. I don't want people to just be like, oh, that trans guy, you know, that person has a female body, but, you know, they're saying they have a male name and they want to go by male pronouns. You know, I don't want people to look at me and think that or see that. You know, and I don't want to be reminded every day that I'm trans. You know, being pre-op reminds me, my body reminds me of that every day. And, you know, that's hard by itself, you know, let alone people reminding you of that all the time. You know, and nobody should have to deal with that if they choose not to. If they want to be stealth, then they should be able to do that on their own terms, and not just, you know, people always reminding them of who they once were. My girlfriend feels like I should talk to the kids about it, and I've been around them, you know, about a year now, and I'm not sure if they really can put two and two together as far as, you know, when I first came around versus now, because they've kind of gone through transition with me. So but it's not really it's not something we talk about either. So I'm not just gonna ask them. Do you remember when my voice maybe wasn't as deep as it is now, or anything like that? So I don't really want to talk with them about it because I don't want it to cause any future issues with me or them. My relationship that I have with them, or we do want to bring one more child into our family, and I don't want it to be an issue of later down the line when that child's older, that's not your dad because that's a female that transitioned into a male, and that can't be your dad, and then that just causes a whole bunch of other issues. And that's not what I want for myself, and it's not what I want for my family. I don't want them to look at me any different than their parent, or as a father figure if that's the way that they see me. And ultimately the transition process could affect my relationship with them, but also my relationship with my girlfriend as well. And I don't want either of those things to happen. The oldest boy is 7, and he's questioned my name or if I have a nickname because he's heard people, say my other name or old name. He's asked me about my binders and why I don't take my shirt off while we've been swimming or just outside or in the house, whatever. And he's the type that will be in the house in his underwear just playing, and I'm fully clothed and I have 2 binders on, a t-shirt, sometimes a hoodie on top of that. And that's hard. That's really hard on me to deal with. It's hard to hear those questions, and it weighs heavy on me, on my mind and my heart for, a very long time. It makes me almost to where I can't function, and what do I say? What do I tell this 7-year-old kid that's asking me these questions? And, I don't want to acknowledge that part of my life, and it's a struggle. I have no one who really understands or can relate to these issues that I'm going through in this situation. And if there is anybody out there, I haven't found any videos on it. So I'm looking to share stories or get advice, and just find others, that I can relate to, that understand my struggles. And I hope more people will make videos similar to this one and just talk about, their particular situation. I have a GoFundMe set up for top surgery, and I'll put the link below if you'd like to donate to it. I may later on down the line create another video like this one, but I'm getting close to the time that I have to update this video. So I'm going to stop here with this one, and any feedback is very much welcome.